What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're covering round number 3 of the Aussie Sim Racing Championship, the league racing series that I've been doing. We're here for the Russian Grand Prix, and we've got some making up to do for this round. We're low down in the championship after an abysmal last round in Bahrain. Go check it out, because I don't think you'll ever see a race that is riddled with such bad luck. But as I look at the championship standings, like literally right now, I saw that I've got a point for that round, so I think maybe someone got a post-race penalty or something like that. So, hey, I'll take it. I scored points in Bahrain. Hallelujah. Here we are for the Russian Grand Prix, and yeah, this is filmed on a Sunday night. Just for a background story, I was filming a vlog all day during this day, and I was literally like an hour away from home, hour and a half away from home, with about an hour to get home. So I literally got home in the nick of time to get started with this league race. So no practice, but I'm not going to let that hold me back in this race. But here we are in Russia on the soft compound tires. This is the second run I've done, and let's see what we can do. I originally did a run on the super soft tires, accidentally went out first on that set of tires. So now in this middle stint, I'm going out on the softs. And looks like we're actually going to improve. We're finding a bit more rhythm with this racetrack now, and we'll see what we can do. Rounding through the final corner, improvement by 2.5 tenths, and we go faster at 137.6. I went out to do another lap at the end of the session, ran out of time. So it's 10th place on the soft compound tires. At least we qualified in the top 10 this round, so putting things in perspective, it looks much better, considering we qualified inside the top 10 on the harder compound for qualifying. So I'll definitely take it. For this round, I went back to the drawing board. I tried a different setup, one that's much more geared towards qualifying. I used some of the AOR guys' kind of time trial kind of setups. I don't know whether they work in league racing or, you know, just a full-length race, but we're going to find out. Hopefully we can claw back some points today, because as you guys saw with the championship standings, we are way down the order and with a lot of points to make up. So we'll see how we go, but it's time now for the Russian Grand Prix. This guy that we're waiting for, Luke, has just had the absolute worst connection. He was constantly disconnecting, and he left us sitting on the grid waiting to start this race for at least 5 minutes. But here we go. 5 red lights, and everyone has gone before me, and we've been taken out before the start of the Grand Prix, and now we've been disqualified. Are you serious, man? We got disqualified before we even got our race underway. That is the absolute worst race start I've ever seen. Ever. Taken out before I could even get going, and then disqualified as soon as I tried to spin in the right direction. What a joke.
What the heck?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are you joking?
Are you joking? Fuck off.
What even happened there?
Everyone went 5 seconds before I did.
I saw.
And then I got hit up the arse and disqualified.
And they restart.
Nice. Doubt it. Why do I bother? So yeah, that's what went down at the start of that race. I just could not believe my luck. Especially after what happened last week. And it just so happened to be lucky that I was filming a daily vlog that day, and I was just filming like sections of the race. But thankfully logic prevailed, and we were able to get a restart going, because there was just so much lag going on in this lobby originally, and about half the people were knocked out in those first few laps. So that was very lucky from my perspective that we were actually able to get a restart, because most times that probably wouldn't happen. So guys, if you've ever seen the glitch where you get released 5 seconds or a few seconds after the lights go out and you're like last, can you let me know how that happens or why that happens? Because it's happened to me twice now, and it's a little bit frustrating. But here we are for attempt number 2. We decided to do one-shot qualifying simply because we were running very short on time between getting this league race done and being ready to actually watch the Russian Grand Prix in real life, there was a very short window of getting this league race done. So we did one-shot qualifying to save time, and with a little bit more practice, I got 4th place. So I'll take that. It was a little bit conservative. I messed up the first sequence of corners there and played it safe from there. But we got inside the top 5. I'll take it. And definitely keeps us in striking position for the race. So here we are. And looks like we've got some rain to start off with. It's going to go dry within the first few laps of this race. So that's going to definitely make things exciting. I'm definitely going to back myself in intermediate conditions. But here we go. Take number 2 of the Russian Grand Prix, and we are underway. And it looks like a decent start. A bit wheel spinny for my teammate in front of me, Quicksilver. And we've got off to a lightning start here in his slipstream, just like Valtteri Bottas. Fly past him on the straight. And that's us in a 2nd place as we head into turn 2. Nice and conservative as we go through turn 2. I squeezed out my teammate a little bit there, but he got through on me, and we hold on to position number 3. So crucially, we've survived the first corner. No front wing damage, and we're in a decent position, which is much more than what can be said for my previous few attempts at my league races in the past. So let's hopefully push on here. I was going a little bit conservative, just getting a feeler for the conditions. It's so easy to overdrive in intermediate conditions and lock up a brake or spin out or whatever. So just taking my time, and we actually got a position out of it. Looks like Quicksilver is a little bit sluggish in these conditions. He overshot the right-hander there and kind of squeezed us off the track here. He was absolutely struggling for rear traction at the moment, and we're going to capitalize on that up the inside and into position number 2. Unfortunately, with that squabbling and with that small mistake by my teammate, he's allowed Zeziami to get away. And I don't know if you've watched these league racing videos in the past, you'll know that he is quite a quick driver. So we're going to have our hands full in trying to catch him up in this race, but we're going to continue to try and make progress. Just get a feeler of the conditions and see what we can do. The end of lap 2, Zeziami does a 1:51.6, and we're about 9/10 off. So yeah, that's a lot of time to leak in our first flying lap. We've got a corner cut on lap 3, so that's one of our warnings gone. If you get 3 warnings, you get a penalty. There's our 2nd warning gone on lap 3, and that might be a turning point in this race. 2 warnings on 1 lap. I was just so frustrated to allow those tiny mistakes to happen. So now I've got to back off a little bit. I've got to be a little more cautious and make sure that if I cut any more times in this race, we're going to get a penalty. So that really knocked around my confidence, and I didn't want to push that much into a lot of these corners. It's so easy to run wide and get a track extending penalty or a corner cut warning. Just the nature of the corners are so sharp and narrow. So yeah, a bit annoying, but what can you do? It doesn't look like we have the pace to catch Zeziami anyway, so he looks like he's in a completely different league today. And as we carry on to lap 8, my teammate either made a mistake or lost a lot of time battling Ryan behind us, who has moved his way into position number 3, and he looks quite speedy in these intermediate conditions. So we're definitely going to have our hands full trying to keep him behind. He's yeah, looking very racy, and I think he might go for a move very, very soon. The track is drying up at this stage, so it's crucial to keep our head here and make sure that we hold on to as much track position as we can. We've run wide through the middle sector left-hander, and there he goes up the inside. I kind of don't want to lose his position though. I want to keep as much track position as possible, because you just never know when these guys are going to make a mistake. If you let them go in front of you, they could very well easily make a mistake in the next corner and hold you up and whatever. So I still want to hold on to as much track position as I can. Ryan has gone in very deep, and we're going to capitalize. Round the outside through the 3rd sector. Traction is not really with us at this stage, with the intermediates really starting to go off now, and with the track really starting to dry. It's so easy to make a mistake, and you can see now I've made so many mistakes on this lap alone. Just overshooting corners. We're squeezed out of the final corner, and we've been given a penalty. So that was our 3rd warning, and it was a 10-second penalty as well. That is very brutal. For getting squeezed off at the final corner. I was trying to avoid a collision, if anything, and the game thinks I'm trying to take advantage. That is bullcrap. And after this here, I kind of I was very frustrated and trying to keep the position. I overdrove the car on this lap and made some pretty big mistakes, which allowed me to fall off the podium. So, yeah, that sucks. What can you do? I'm going to try and get back in front of HO if I can. But at this stage, we're just waiting for the dry period to come around. It's only a lap or two away. I can feel it. The track is really starting to dry out now, but it's just a few sprinkles of rain here and there, which is keeping us on the intermediate tyres for the moment. Now, as for the penalty, I think I'm going to appeal it with the stewards because I feel like it was a bit unfair to get squeezed off the track and then get 10 seconds penalty for it. It doesn't fit the crime, if that makes sense. So I'll keep you updated with that. Maybe follow me on Twitter, or I'll tell you in the video next week how that decision will go. But lap 11 here, Zeziemi, our race leader, made a pit stop very early onto the soft compound tyres. He was leading by like 10 seconds, and now he's struggling on this tyre set. If I was him, I would not have jumped in as early as what he did to switch up the tyre compounds. That's a very big risk to take when you've got so much to lose. But, oh well, it's his decision. It looks like it's probably going to be dry conditions anyway in just a lap or two's time. But, yeah, very risky to put yourself in the pack on a tyre that is not ready for the conditions at the moment.
Strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
So, this is the moment I've been waiting for. The alternate strategy suggestion by Jeff is always the triggering point of a new compound of tyre. So, we're coming into the pits at the end of this lap. We're going to fit on the soft compound tyres. I think that's the safe option for us to make it to the end. If I put on the super softs, yes, I could probably make it, but the tyre wear might be pretty outrageous by, lap 23 onwards. So, we'll play it safe. We'll see how we go. And, yeah, hopefully we can be quicker on the dry track, because I was not driving that well in the intermediate conditions. You know, I was keeping it consistent for the most part, but very slow.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
So a safety car right as we come out of the pits and fit on the dry tyres. Kind of the worst time again for a safety car. I just crossed the finish line and all the cars behind me could cross the line, get a pit stop in and rejoin onto the back of me. I wasn't going to make a pit stop after this anyway, but if I could, I probably would have gone to the super softs and ran that to the end, because the safety car isn't going to come in until, yeah, lap 16 now, and you can easily do 11 laps on super softs and make it to the end. So here we go, green flag racing once again. The safety car did frustrate me a lot. There's a car on my inside who was either going into the pits or really missed their braking zone. I thought I was going to get taken out there, but we survived. But that distraction has really hampered my restart. Yeah, as with the safety car, it came out at the worst time. It allowed everyone behind us to rejoin onto the back of us, and they get a second chance in this race. So Joe, who I think was a long way behind me during the wet conditions, is now very pacey in the dry, and he's going to be a hard charger to keep behind me. We battled in Bahrain, and we had a really good battle at that, so I know he's quick. I'm definitely going to have my hands full trying to keep him at bay for this podium spot with 7 laps to go. We've got New Zealand Ryan right in front of us, kind of running at the same pace, but yeah, we'll see what we can do against him. A warning, which turns into a 3-second penalty. Yeah, I ran wide at the second part of turn 2, and fully deserved penalty, unfortunately, which might cost me position 3 in this race, depending on if the other guys have penalties themselves or not. But here we go. We have Joe around my outside here, and I decided with the penalty to just let him go and stick in his slipstream. I know he's quicker. My kind of tactic here is to let him go and battle away with New Zealand Ryan, but I put in some bad laps, and I will be honest, I did not have the pace. Didn't have the pace to stick with those guys, and they just got away. So I've got to take this league a little bit more seriously if I want to get the results that I'm after. But that's the race. We're going to finish in P4. My consistency got me this position in the end. But yeah, I was nowhere near quick enough to run with the likes of the top 3. So that's the race. With a 10-second penalty, we've been knocked down to 6th. So hopefully I can appeal that and we can get at least position 4 back. I don't know about the other guys and what other penalties they have, but if we get our 10-second penalty removed and no one else has their penalties removed, then we can score second place, potentially. So I'll keep you guys updated with what happens with that. But either way, we've scored some solid points today, and that's definitely going to help us in the Drivers' Championship. Should hopefully move us up a few positions. And yeah, this is just all about building momentum, because we're heading to Monaco next, where hopefully we're going to have a very good round. I'm definitely going to practice for that race and make sure I'm on the pace for that league race, because these first 3 rounds, I've just been baffled. Like, I've not been quick enough. I've not been quick at all. When you compare that to the last 2 races of last season, yes, my qualifying pace wasn't that great, but my race pace really got me through, and I was almost bulletproof, even though I had incidents. So, scratching my head at the minute, and yeah, hopefully we can be on the pace. When we get to the Monaco Grand Prix, a win would definitely be welcomed in this season of the championship. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying these league racing videos. I like it as a really good change of pace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.